Right on. How's the last week in your guys' life been?
Eh, well, I guess we bought a new car.
Nice.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
We got a 2020 Subaru Forester.
Oh, like a brand new car?
Yeah.
Wow.
Reese gave herself a birthday and Christmas gift.
Nice. I'm thinking like, who buys new car? I feel like everyone usually gets a used car. But that's impressive.
Well, originally we were like, let's go in and get a 2019. We'll get like a deal on it. And then they're like, oh yeah, no, we can get you about like a decent deal on the 2020, and it matched up. And we're like, all right, let's just go ahead and do that, because we walked in on Black Friday.
Oh, okay, so this was a few weeks ago.
Yeah. So that's what we started, but we only picked up the car like yesterday. We've had the car in the house for like a day and a half.
Is it super like space agey inside?
Compared to what we had, yes, because I have a 2008 and she had a 2012.
So do you guys have 3 cars now, or did you like trade some?
No, we traded in her car.
Okay. Nice. Well, good for you guys. What's the coolest like feature?
I don't know. It's just weird getting used to things like having like the key fob, like the keyless start.
Okay, yeah, I've had those in like rentals.
Yeah, keyless start. Those the automated opening and closing of trunks. Like you don't have to do it yourself. Just press a button.
Is it electric? Those are popular.
No, it is not.
Okay.
Electric's not very popular in Alberta for shocking reasons.
Okay. Popular down here. I can tell you that.
Imagine. I don't know why Tesla has like a base up here. I really don't understand.
Yeah.
Because there's barely any like electrical outlets here, so they've got to all be like used at home.
Because if you're in Alberta and you're not using oil and gas, you're a traitor and you should be killed in the street.
Yeah, which is again
why we're facing a giant economy downturn and why people are out of jobs. Good job, fucking morons. Ugh.
Well, I mean, it's like a chicken and an egg problem, right? Something has to be there first if you're going to get the electric cars.
Except you don't put all your eggs into literally one basket and then that basket falls and everybody fucking dies from it. That's the difference.
What's the problem? What's going on?
That they didn't invest in anything other than fucking oil and gas, and now everybody's dying.
You're upset with like the problem.
Well, they tried to, and then they voted out the people that were doing it.
Yeah, just a bunch. Oh, this is not the time or place.
Trust me.
This is something that I've been wanting to.
Just as frustrated.
Yeah. This is a problem that I've been having with people for a long time. It's fine.
Well, so like Tesla's in the Bay Area, so we have a bunch of those around here.
Yeah.
I see them pretty regularly. Haven't seen a Cybertruck yet, though.
You'll know when you do.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously.
Yeah.
Paul, what have you been up to in the last week?
I've been trying to catch up on some of the TV stuff. I started Watchmen. That show's already great right away.
Yeah, how far in are you?
I'm gonna start episode 2 probably tonight after we're done this.
Oh, okay.
Because I was also catching up on Rick and Morty, which has been fine. I guess there's not much new to.
I was gonna say, how is the new season?
The first episode of the new season was like perfectly like on point, and then the rest of them have been slowly just kind of like, it's fine, but like it's all good so far.
So it's a TV show season.
It's a TV show season, yeah, pretty much. So that continues to be good.
I will say Watchmen, like the last couple episodes have been like the best ones.
I have heard that the last couple have been like crazy good. And that show's ending in a couple days too, so.
No, I think it is a few weeks left. I think there's like 9 episodes, yeah.
Yeah, there's 8 episodes out.
Oh, is there really?
I
thought we were at like 6 or 7.
The 9th one comes out on the 15th.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah. Yep. And then, of course, The Mandalorian is still great. Looking forward to tomorrow's episode.
That one has a few weeks, and I know they're taking a week off because Star Wars comes out next week.
Well, they're showing it on Wednesday, the day before Star Wars comes out.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just listening to a podcast that said they were taking a week hiatus. So that's what I was going off of.
Gotcha. Yeah, they're airing
Um,
it Wednesday, and then the movie comes out Thursday, so people are speculating they have a tie-in somehow. I don't know. We'll see.
I doubt there's a tie-in.
I'd be surprised. We'll see.
Yeah. I feel like this month has gone by so fast.
It has.
Yeah.
I know we're not even like halfway through it, but it seems crazy to me that I have like less than a week of work left before I go on my holiday.
Yeah.
Up north.
True.
Yeah, I haven't been up to too much. It's been raining a lot here, which is a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I went to the movies, so nothing to talk about on that front. I'll probably see like Jumanji this weekend.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there anything that you've been wanting to see out like this week?
Yeah, I want to see Jumanji. I still want to go see the Mr. Rogers movie at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. What did I do last weekend? Oh, I was in LA for Quidditch stuff. That's right.
Gotcha.
I'm so tired of that drive. I'm so tired of going to LA. I'm finally done for the year.
Yeah,
So,
I don't blame you.
Yeah. Okay, let's do a podcast. This is the Top Down Perspective for December 12th. I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
John Wheeler.
This will probably quick. We can get you out of the way, John. What have you been playing?
Nothing.
Not a thing, eh?
Nope. It's mobile stuff is normal.
Okay. Anything to talk about on that front?
No, just King of Fighters All Stars. They're doing their Tekken event, so they crossed over with Tekken. I guess I'm for game clearing. I went through a couple games. We did Zardion, which is like a early SNES platformer game that's really weird. And now we're doing Yoku's Island Express.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Okay.
Which you've played through before, right?
No, that's the point of game clearing. It's games I've never beaten before.
Okay. Had you played Yoku's? I feel like
No.
I've talked to you. Oh, okay. I guess it was just me and
Nope.
Paul. What do you think of Yoku?
I'm conflicted on it. I don't like how it handles pinball game wise, but I'm starting to get used to the quirks on it.
Yeah.
And it definitely has like that Metroidvania, like, ooh, I want to go see where this goes. Ooh, I want to see where this goes. Ooh, I want to see where this goes. I went off in some crazy ass tangent at some point when I was trying to head towards the first leader you're supposed to go to, and then just ended up exploring randomly around a bunch of places in the world, and then found a warp that sent me right back to where I actually was supposed to be with that first leader. I was like, oh, that's convenient.
Cool.
So yeah, enjoying it so far.
What's wrong with the pinball stuff? I don't remember having any complaints.
Certain ramps have been really annoying to actually get to. Like that first time you climb the mountain to get to the town is really frustrating because I just kept missing ramps and stuff like that. It doesn't play like it feels like it should pinball wise, which is both a blessing and a curse.
Okay.
Also, I had that exact same thing happen to me that happened to you, Sean, with that juicery area, where the first flick I did of the pinball immediately drained the shot, and then I couldn't go into that area because it was a one-time only area.
Yeah, that happened to me too.
I see. Yeah, I do recall that. They're kind of like almost like a challenge room. You have to do like a really good job quickly with it. I can't remember if they reset. I'm sure they reset at some point. I don't remember. That was a couple years ago.
Yeah. Wasn't Yoku last year?
Was that last year? I mean, to be fair, last year, we're basically at the end of this year. It might as well be 2020.
May 29th, 2018. So, year and a half ago.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I like that game a lot.
Yep.
Paul, why don't you continue then?
Yeah, I'll continue because he reminded me. I played a pinball game as well. That Demon's Tilt or whatever. That's on
I have
Game
been
Pass.
curious about this.
It's fine. It's like one fucking board that's like pretty big. Like it has 3 like tiers or whatever to it that you can go in between. And it's fine. It plays exactly how a pinball game probably should. Maybe to a point where it doesn't feel as good as like games like a video game pinball game usually does, because it feels like they try to go for realistic physics where the ball kind of sucks sometimes because it's a real thing or whatever. Like it's a little slower than like a video game version of a pinball machine, but it seems like totally fine. There's not a whole lot to talk about. The fact that they're selling this thing for like $25 on the Switch was appalling to me because there's not a whole lot to it. It's extremely basic, so I'm glad that I'm playing it for free on Xbox Game Pass for sure. But if you want a pinball thing, you could check that out. I don't have a whole lot more to say about it. It has some cool little missions or whatever you want to call it, quests that you can do, and some cool little effects, and yeah, it's just a good pinball game. I decided I wanted to see that Call of Duty Modern Warfare reboots campaign, so I played through that in one sitting, and it's fun. It has some nice callbacks to the original games series at the very end with like some of the characters that your dude puts together and like his crew or whatever. Price is pretty cool in it because of course he is. Yeah.
How'd they do with the whole like meaningful decisions? That was kind of their big thing.
It's a Call of Duty game. There's no meaningful decisions. No matter what there's no like, I want to restrain myself from this thing. The game won't continue until you do the thing. So,
okay.
Or you'll die. Like if you don't want to shoot the person, they'll pull out a gun and kill you. Like that sort of thing. It's one of those. So
I remember one of when press was first getting their hands on it, there was something like, you went into a room and then a woman, she went to do something and you had to shoot her or not, and good thing you did shoot her because she was actually going for like a detonator, but maybe she wasn't doing that, and it was like gonna be. Was there anything like those kind of stuff?
There was literally what you said, and that was it.
Oh, okay.
It was that one part, and again, it's one of those things that if you didn't shoot her or whatever, then no, there's another part where you can choose to like not do something. And, like, then the other characters just do it instead of you. So, like, no matter what, that thing happens. So, I think the way they sold that is a little false, maybe. But it's fun. It's a shooter campaign. And it still does weird, bombastic shit pretty decently. And it still has nice shooting and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, it's totally fun. Death Stranding. More into that. Got to Chapter 3. And yeah, game's fine. I don't know what else to say about it that's not spoilery at this point, I guess. Like,
and you were saying you didn't see a bunch of like player created stuff in Chapter 3?
I haven't done a lot of Chapter 3 yet. I've just
okay. It is like a mission or two into Chapter 3.
Yeah.
Like, have they asked you to build a road?
No, I think that's what I'm going to do because they're talking about not tribes, but like clans or whatever, the people that live in that area, the mules or whatever, that like
who are addicted to delivering packages, so they'll take yours.
Well, they're addicted to lycosin, that feeling you get from when somebody likes something on Facebook or when you deliver packages. That game's weird.
It's super weird.
Yeah.
Again, once they ask you to build the road, then everything has
blows up and like you can see it. Yeah. That game's fine. It's honestly been a nice nighttime game for me to just like chill out with because there's not a whole lot going on. Just walking and delivering packages or driving. Oh, I will say that there's like an area with like a tiny little forest and a bunch of rocks where the wind turbines are in the first area of the game. Fuck that area. I'm never going back there. That station is going to die.
I remember that one. Yeah, and there's ghosts in the forest, right?
That station is going to die. Because I'm never going back there again. I got my motorcycle, then it's like, I can't bring this through here easily. Fuck that place. That place just is never getting supplies again.
Well, there's lots of places like that.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
There's lots where it's like, I'm going to ride somewhere, and then, I got to hoof it from here.
Yeah.
But maybe that's where you should build a road.
Yeah, maybe. Honestly, as far as I'm concerned, just void do those void explosions all over that goddamn land and then just put pavement all over it. Fuck that land. Yeah. I have deliveries to make. Make roads everywhere.
Like the reason I was saying get to Chapter 3 and then do like random side stuff is because Chapter 3 is when the rewards for doing the non-story missions are actually useful. Like that's how you get like upgraded boots. It's how you get like better exoskeleton.
Mhm.
So it's actually like worthwhile doing, because before you just get like crafting materials, which are like
Basically.
never, like you barely ever need those.
Mhm.
Whereas 3, it's like, oh, now I actually want to do all these side things because I'm actually getting really cool things from it.
Mhm.
I'm in a mission right now, which is similar to one of the first missions where you have to carry the corpse on your back,
Okay.
except this girl's alive,
Oh.
which
Okay.
is just weird because it's like, why can't you just walk beside me? Like, what is wrong with that? Why do I have to carry you? This is silly. And they're still wrapped up though. So just their face is like peeking out. So she's just chilling on her, like on the back seat thing that Norman has.
Wow.
And it's like, what are you doing? Like,
What an
I know you
absolute
can walk.
visionary Kojima is. What a visionary. Game of the year.
It's
Actually, it's
weird.
not. We'll get
It's
to
such
that.
a weird mission when they said this is what's going to happen. I was just like, okay.
Legendary
All right.
visionary. The other game I started actually just today before the awards, so I'm not too far in it, is Darksiders Genesis. That's a Diablo-like game. It's fine. The big problem I have...
Darksiders.
What's that?
It's the 4th Darksiders.
It is the 4th Darksiders. The problem I have with it is that it doesn't do foreground stuff well, where every other game like this somehow knows to either like turn the transparency all the way up for stuff in the foreground or maybe cut through it so you can see. This game just has shit in the foreground every now and then and you can't fucking see what you're doing, and that's stupid and sucks. Everything else has been fine. Plays
You're talking
totally
like a user interface pop-up or something?
No, I'm talking like literally there's a side of a mountain and you're going through like a path and you'll just see that side of the mountain for like a second.
So it's just like bad camera?
Just bad camera or something, yeah.
I see, okay.
And the thing that I'm lamenting most about it is that I think this new character, the like gunslinger type like idea for a horseman is kind of neat, and I would have liked third-person action adventure type game with that mechanic, like a third-person shooter with him, instead of like this twin dual-stick shooter sort of thing. But yeah, it's fine. It seems like it's probably going to be funner with people, so I'm trying to get people to play with me. But I'm done about 2 chapters now of the story or whatever. And you can play as Strife, who does the gun stuff primarily, or you can switch between him and War. And like, I like War a lot, but like I have a full video game I've played with him. So
can you do the other horsemen as well, or is it just
it's
only
just
War?
them? You switch between them, yeah, because they're like buddies or something on this adventure together. Yeah, it's good.
This game was $30 American?
I think so. That sounds about right.
So the weird thing is the Stadia version, which is the only other platform it's on, is $40.
Ugh. Why?
I
Oh,
don't, why would I have the idea?
They just haven't.
But how
They haven't
weird is
said a
that?
reason.
PC version
That
is
is
30. The Stadia version is 40.
That's
It makes me think of like when the Switch had that like $10 upcharge near the beginning,
yeah.
and kind of sometimes does now too, but it's kind of rare at this point. But like the Stadia version, it's like I can't play this offline. This is a worse version of the game.
Yeah.
Why?
That's really weird.
How weird is that? And I'm pretty sure there's no like pro discount if you're a pro member, which at the moment everyone on Stadia is a pro member. It was the only way to get in.
Yeah.
How dumb is that? That's so
it's
bad.
Really dumb. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I've been playing.
Just trying to find Darksiders real quick.
Okay.
Wait, did I not claim my free copy of Farming Simulator?
I can see a real tour about that.
Well,
yeah.
it's claimed now, man. Here we go.
Good.
Darksiders,
Thank
$30.
God.
Yeah, $40. No pro discount.
Great.
What are you doing, guys? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, what have I been playing? I've been finishing up a whole bunch of games this week. I finished Pokemon.
Okay.
I finished Outer Worlds.
Okay.
I thought there was something else I had finished. I played through all of Life is Strange 2, the final episode, because that dropped.
Okay. Yeah.
Happy to say I was totally happy, like
With the ending?
content with how the game ended up.
Okay.
I want to say like it stuck the landing. It was a pretty exciting final episode. I think it may have been a bit on the short side,
Okay.
but I don't quite remember the run times of each of the episodes. But
Mm-hmm.
there is a character that appears in episode 5 that ties back to season 1, and I totally did not realize it until they actually gave the reveal, and that like blew my mind. That was very cool and enjoyable to go through.
Oh. Okay. Cool.
But yeah, that was cool. I like play through Life is Strange 2. I don't get why people are not talking about Life is Strange 2 in the same way that Life is Strange 1 was talked about so much. But I think this season was equally strong, if not stronger in some ways.
Okay.
So I enjoyed that quite a bit. Yeah, I'm glad to see that ended well. I need to look up on YouTube what all the other endings are like, because Life is Strange 1 had 2 very distinct endings at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious if Life is Strange 2 also had 2 distinct ones, or it has more or less, or what's going on. And it has to have at least 2, because there's like a decision at the end
There's
that
a
would have
choice.
changed things a bit.
Sure.
But yeah, enjoyable. I like that quite a bit.
Cool.
I've also been playing an Apple Arcade game called Where Cards Fall. I don't have too much to say on this. I'm pretty kind of just like neutral on this game. It's a puzzle game in which you need to move your character to the exit. It usually involves going up a couple floors. You're looking at like an isometric kind of isolated little island of a area. It could be like a city block. It could be a parking lot. It could be a forest. It could be all sorts of stuff. But the mechanics, how they work is you're dragging around piles of cards, like playing cards, and then if you pinch, or I guess whatever the opposite of the pinch would be, on the pile of cards, it'll form into a card box, like a little house or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And there'll be different types of houses you can make. Some will have like slanted sides, which will allow you to interact with it different than if it has a flat top. So you need to puzzle your way through, like, how do I get this character to this spot by manipulating where I can make these blocks. Pretty light on the puzzle solving. It has a really good hint system. If you get stuck, you can hit the hint button and it'll say like, hey, you need to make something that looks like this over here. And then they'll set up a timer where they will give you the next hint. So they have a good tiered system of the hints, which I think is always super useful when it comes to puzzle games. And then as you finish each stage probably takes maybe like a minute or two, depending on how complex the puzzle is. You get a small vignette of your character's life. They seem to be like kind of their like teen years you're seeing, and it'll just be like there'll be a room. You and your friends will be there. They're all like in Simlish, and you kind of just get like a quick 10-second vignette of them like playing on the couch or going to prom or having dinner at a diner. I don't really get what the whole arcing of the story is yet. And there's also this motif of these 2 eyes on the wall that will like watch you, and the characters seem to talk to it. I don't get what's going on with that either. So I guess we'll see how it goes. There's one submission for this game on how long to beat, and it's 12 hours long, which seems crazy.
Yeah.
Because most of these games I'm playing on Apple Arcade, when it comes to like the puzzle stuff or the more kind of just narrative focused things, are like 4 hours.
Yeah.
This one's 12. And like I said, it's just one person. So maybe they just went real slow, or they typed 12 in and whatever. But yeah. I'm going to like, let me look it up real quick again and see if anyone else has played this game. Yeah. Let's see. Wait, this is called Where Cards Fall. Yeah, still 12 and a half hours. One person has played this game.
Jesus.
I don't know, but it's grabbing me enough. I'm not getting frustrated. Like I said, the hint system is kind of making sure I can kind of get through it.
It looks neat.
So it's good enough to check it out. Yeah, I like the art style there. It actually kind of reminds me There was a game last year kind of about time manipulation with you and like your sister. I can not remember what that game was. I played it on the Switch. What was that? It was all about like different lanterns, and you have to like move time back and forth by rotating the island. It's that game. Anyway, it reminds me art style wise of
Holy crap, you're right. What was the name of that thing? Yeah.
I have no idea what game you guys are talking about. Sorry.
You're talking about Between the Hedges or something, right? Was that the one?
I think it's Between the something, yeah.
The something, yeah.
I'm gonna do a Go search for game between the. I mean, Hedges came up, but I don't know. I don't think that's what it is.
No.
Nope, that is not a thing.
Oh no, it's like Between the Gardens or something. It's something like that.
The Gardens Between.
The Gardens Between. Yeah, that's what it is.
It was. The Gardens Between. That's the name of the game.
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of looks like that a little bit, art style wise.
It kind of does, yeah. Also, that was a very good game.
Does not play like it, but that's just kind of the game that popped into my head.
Sure. I wanted to ask you, how did you find the Outer Worlds ending?
I was fine with it. The boss
it, yeah.
was like the only enemy I ever struggled with, but it was also because I had no shock weapons on me.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I think that was like apart from like the first couple fights when I was figuring out the game, I think it's the only time I died in that whole game.
Okay. Sure.
But I enjoyed it. Did all the companion quests.
Yep.
All
the side stuff you could find.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask you what kind of decisions you made near the end, Paul, how our endings differed and whatnot offline.
For sure.
All right, but that's all I've been playing, so let's do some news. There's a whole bunch of it.
There's a lot of it, for sure. And I kind of just put point form for a bunch of this stuff, just in case we want to talk about something as a reminder, not like that we have to, obviously. Okay, so Sony's State of Play happened. I actually watched
3 live streams this week to talk about.
I actually watched it before the VGAs quickly to see if there was anything announced. So the thing is, I got a whole bunch of messages saying, what did you think of Resident Evil 3? So like I knew that was a thing, and I'm not going to talk at length of it because for that 3 minutes I showed, I spent half an hour talking about it, and you can listen to that separately if you want to know my in-depth review of 3 minutes of footage. Other than that, Untitled Goose Game's coming to PS4. Spellbreak, which looks exactly like another game that I can't remember the name of, where it's a battle royale where you're wizards, essentially, is coming out.
This thing has been like early access on PC for a while.
Maybe that's why, because I've seen like it on early access. That must be it. So Spellbreak is coming out on PS4. They showed a bunch of Dreams stuff, which is like everything that's made in Dreams looks like a different game. And it's weird.
Yeah, the big thing with Dreams is they actually gave a release date on the full thing, because right now it's still considered like the early access that you can buy.
Okay.
This is February 14th.
Gotcha. Okay. Superliminal has been out for a month already on PC, but that's coming out on PS4. So that's a thing. It's a puzzle game where you use perspective and different like camera angles and stuff to do stuff in. It's neat looking. Paper Beast, I thought looked lame as fuck, but it's basically VR origami beasts walking around that you can just like use a wand to manipulate. It's an experience, I guess, more than a game. I'm gonna be real. Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC came up, and I skipped past that whole section because I was running out of time before the VGAs. So that's coming. I don't know anything about it because I haven't played Kingdom Hearts 3, so I wouldn't anyway. But is this something either of you are looking forward to? What's it called again? Like Rebirth or something?
Reread or not recode.
Probably something cool.
Yeah,
I thought all the voice acting in this trailer was bad.
Remind.
Yeah.
But not like the word remind.
Yeah, no, actually I think it is actually just with like but there's like a symbol in between, but then in the word mind.
What's the symbol?
It's an O with a cross in the middle of it. So it looks like crosshairs.
Okay. Are you excited, John? You're the Kingdom Hearts guy.
Great. Is that my thing?
You went through all of them.
That doesn't mean I like them.
I didn't say you like them. I just said out of the three of us, you're the Kingdom Hearts guy.
I'm curious because it looks like Kairi is going to be playable, so that piques my interest a bit more. But I also didn't really watch the trailer, so I don't know what they're teasing.
Me neither. But I mean, I wouldn't have known anyway.
There's a sword and something about a heart. It's all about your heart. Some spiky hair. Aerith was there.
Okay, yeah, she was. You're right.
What else happened? Stained glass, I think.
Yeah.
Is this anything? Was that useful?
I
Was the
guess.
hype levels up?
Okay, well, let's see. One of the complaints around Kingdom Hearts 3 was his absence of Final Fantasy characters, highlighted past games, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I guess the big thing here is that Aerith and Yuffie, as well as Squall, are here now, or whatever, or coming. I guess that's the thing. And yeah, I don't know. Other than that, like, I wouldn't know what's new or anything, so. But that sounds okay.
Has Red 13 showed up in a Kingdom Hearts game?
One of the 3DS ones, I think.
Interesting.
Okay. That's probably the best one then. I don't know.
Agreed. Predator Hunting Grounds, they showed a little bit more of that, and it looks even worse the more I see of it. Like, that game just looks bad. So, and I like those types of games, and I had faith in it, so I don't know. Babylon's Fall, I guess, is like the big new thing that they showed coming from Platinum. And they showed a little bit more of it, I believe, later in another one of these things that happened this week. But yeah, that looks fine. It looks like a Platinum game. I don't understand exactly what's going on story-wise. All I see is that you can, like, swing your sword around like it's on a string or something, and then that he sure takes that giant sword from that giant dude that he beat in battle and then slices him with it. I don't know.
Sounds like a video game.
Sounds like a video game. Again, Resident Evil 3 and a new...
Which should be mentioned that Project Resistance is bundled in with it. It's like the multiplayer mode.
That's awesome. That's the way that should be marketed, because I didn't think that was, from what I've seen of that, I didn't think that was worth like its own price tag.
I guess just real quick, are you like thumbs up on what you've seen from Resident Evil 3?
It took half an hour to talk about 2 to 3 minutes of footage. So yes.
Well, okay. To be fair, I could see you also just being angry for half an hour on 2 to 3 minutes of footage.
Fair enough.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that it's Resident Evil. Like, I could just see you going on about Resident Evil. So
I am very positive on it. Yeah. And there was a new trailer for Ghost of Tsushima.
Right, and this was like a teaser trailer for the trailer that they will show at the Game Awards. So I guess we'll talk about that then.
Sure. Okay. So the next bunch of these came, I believe, from Discord primarily, but I had heard somewhat about this. So
yeah, this next one's probably like the biggest news of early in the week is the resurgence of BioShock.
Yes.
Specifically, 2K has been saying that they got a brand new studio working on the next BioShock game, and I guess they have been doing it for a couple years.
Yeah. I can't somebody was saying that, like, they talked to like a game journalist person was saying, like, this isn't new. They've been working on this for years, because I talked to them about this like years ago.
I think you're talking about Jason Schreier or Kotaku. That's what I was seeing.
It might have been
this. And he was saying, yeah, these couple studios have been working on what BioShock could possibly be, but they've been like closed and moved around, so it's kind of hard to tell what iteration this is, if it's like the same one as before. Here's my question. Do you think at any point this was the Vita BioShock game? Remember that? Remember when Ken Levine came on stage and with a Vita, when they announced the Vita and said, we're working on a BioShock for Vita? I'm curious what happened with that thing. Are you guys caught up on BioShock?
Yeah.
No.
What was the last one did you play any of them, John?
Only the first one.
Okay. I guess my question more for Paul is like, what do you want from BioShock 4? I felt like that book had kind of like closed with Infinite.
I don't know. There's always a man, a lighthouse, and a city, so they could literally do anything.
Sure, it is super open-ended. Do you think they like touch on that stuff, or is it just like, do they even mention the like tons of universe kind of thing?
I don't know.
Like, what do you want from a BioShock 4?
What I want won't happen. I want them to go back to Rapture. I love Rapture.
Really?
Yeah, but that won't happen. So I don't know. They'll probably find like, I don't know, a city in a volcano. I don't know what they'll do. They'll find a city and put it in somewhere weird, and then somebody is like oppressing people there. That's going to be BioShock probably.
Yeah, I feel like, BioShock needs, but I feel like it also needs like a time period. It's always like a city trapped in time.
What about like a futuristic one instead this time, like on the moon or something?
Okay. Isn't that just System Shock? That's just System Shock.
Pretty much.
You just want System Shock.
You're goddamn right, I do. I've been waiting for that enhanced edition for years now or whatever.
Wasn't there like a trailer or something? No, it was one of the enhanced demos from Game Awards or like Steam.
It demos. Is playable, the System Shock stuff right now, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was hearing some people talking like kind of an Outer Worlds treatment of what happened to like Fallout for BioShock.
That could be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what I want from BioShock because, like I said, like the ending, like I think in one way, kind of closed the loop on stuff.
Yeah.
But then it, in another way, opened it up into an infinite number of possibilities.
Right. What if it's like a city building thing where you play as the dude who's like running the city?
That's interesting. Yeah,
That'd be kind of funny.
I mean, I guess personally, I don't want just like another BioShock. Like, I don't want like Infinite 2.
Right.
Which is part why I don't want to go back to like Rapture, is like I want something kind of new.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what exactly I want, I guess. But I'm sure you will be able to electrocute a dude with one hand and then hit him with a wrench with the other hand.
Yeah, I think so. I pulled this mainly for you because I don't have this game, but Overcooked 2 Winter Wonderland DLC comes out on the 17th. For free, of course.
Yeah, Overcooked 2 is also being added to Game Pass any day now, which is fantastic.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm all here for holiday like themes and events. That's what I wanted. Events in games and some free Overcooked holiday stuff right in time for Christmas. This is great. This is exactly what I was hoping for. I was literally saying to my Overcooked buddy, "Where's my holiday levels? Let's do this."
Here it is. 5 days from now.
Can't wait.
Yep. Nintendo indie thing happened. There. What is the actual name of this? Yeah, it's the Nintendo's Indie World. It had the most important thing to me out of. It started with one of the most important things to me. Axiom Verge 2. I'm fucking stoked. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. I don't remember what it started.
No, because what I was gonna say is you actually were correct with your original wording.
But the
most important thing is Golf Story sequel, because that's what it started with. Which
Sports Story.
Most stoked for.
That looked interesting.
They have Sports Story, which I need to find like a description of the game real quick because it's hilarious. So you guys keep talking.
Okay.
All right.
They showed Skatebird, which is birds on skateboards.
Yeah.
Because why not?
That's another one of the demos you can play because of Game Awards right now.
Oh, is it? I might check that out then. That sounds interesting. They showed Gleam Light, which one is that? Oh, it's a stained glass thing, right? Yeah. Looks cute. Looks fine, I guess. What else did they show? Oh, I'm gonna.
Super Mash.
They showed cool. Super Mash. Super Mash does look cool, but I don't understand how it's going to work very much.
It's already out on Epic Game Store, so if you want to play it, you can literally just go do that now on Epic.
How much is it?
I don't know, but honestly, I'm not streaming on Saturday. But if I was, that would be what I'd be starting with. Which
You'd be
bums me
starting with
out.
Super Mash. It's
Yeah,
25
'cause
bucks.
It looks real cool. It's
American.
not for that kind of idea. Not bad.
Before you guys move on to the next game, can I just read you the Nintendo.com description of Sports Story?
Yeah.
All right. A game about sports, but not always. Sports Story is a game about sports, but not always. Various non-sporting pursuits provide variety. Alternate activities like dungeon exploration, stealthy infiltrations, and fishing expeditions mean something unexpected waits around every corner. Sometimes it is sports. And then let me read you this list of features. Embark on a golfing adventure in both ordinary and fantastical places. Undertake full-time study at a renowned tennis academy. Make friends and enemies in your quest for sporting excellence. Dungeons, espionage, mini games, buried treasure, and you get to meet the queen. Make your coach proud by competing in Decathlon.
Great.
Not enough people played Golf Story. The game is fantastic. And I cannot wait for a sequel.
Okay. Yeah, Super Mesh out on Epic, 25 bucks. It seems interesting. That's something I want to take a look at before I buy it for sure, though. I want to see how that works.
That's fair. I can see why people would be hesitant about that because it has the potential to be just very either cookie cutter or kind of lame. But like the idea behind it, I kind of like it.
The idea is quite good, yeah. It's one of those ideas that seems almost too good to be true, which is what I'm a little scared about.
Hence the hesitation. I get that feeling.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited because Boyfriend Dungeon was shown here, and
coming to Switch.
Yep. And
Played that earlier this year. I played that sometime.
Yeah, I remember you talking about it or somebody talking about it. I didn't know if it was you or not. And
I mentioned it at a con. I seen it at a con, but I never played it.
I mean, I played it at an event here in the city. It would have around GDC, so it would have been this year.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, no. So I'm excited to see that this is a thing coming out, I guess, kind of soon, 2020. So, yeah.
This next game, though, cannot get here fast enough. Murder by Numbers.
Yes.
Guys, this seems like a perfect storm of the game we want.
Yep.
Pretty much, yeah. It is basically Phoenix Wright meets Picross.
Yep.
And it, in fact, has the composer from Phoenix Wright. So, like, when I saw the trailer, I'm like, why? That's literally the Phoenix Wright talking sound effect. And then it's like, oh, yeah, Phoenix Wright worked on, like, composer. I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. This has been announced before, just for the record. But, like, anytime this pops up again, because I had forgotten about it, like, I cannot wait for this game to come out.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's awesome for sure. The next game, The Survivalists. Nobody cares.
Yeah, this was that like co-op one where everyone was like a bald dude.
I think
Isn't this
so.
done by the people who created the Escapists or something like that?
That's what I thought too. Yeah. Yeah, it is.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like The Escapists, but a survival game instead. So, okay. Sure. This one was odd to me. Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. Yeah, exactly. Pun intended.
Yeah, that got announced a while ago that was happening.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is out. Like, I think this is a Switch port.
Is it? Oh, yeah. I mean, it might be out. I'm just trying to remember. Was this the one that was... No, that was Gunslinger or whatever. I was thinking of like a Kinect game. But yeah, this was another shooter.
No, you're thinking Gunstringer.
Gunstringer. You're right. That's the one I'm thinking of.
You might also be thinking of...
Nope.
That Call of War as Gunslinger.
I wasn't at all. That is a great
that
game.
Game's also good.
That's out of the three, that's the best one by far.
No, this is an Oddworld game. Anyway, but yeah, we buried the lead. Axiom Verge 2 was announced at the end.
Yeah.
And I know you two are big fans of the first one.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. It looks great, but I'd like to see a little bit more. I'm just going to buy it anyway and play through it, so they kind of won my vote with the first one. but it looks good. I like how it looks.
What about you, John? Any thoughts on the sequel?
Sorry, which one?
Axiom Verge 2?
Oh, yeah. I'm excited because I wanted to see what, like, because this looks like it takes place before everything that happened. So that's why the world looks more colorful, which is a bit
Vibrant.
jarring considering how, like, considering how dark and grimy Axiom Verge 1 is. But I am curious to see where this goes storyline wise and how it fits in with everything. Plus, that game played real good. So I am definitely down for another.
Yep. Okay, Mortal Kombat 11 crossplay is coming soon between the two consoles, not with, it doesn't include PC. So between PlayStation...
Or Switch?
Or Switch. Yeah, it's only PlayStation and Xbox by the looks of it. And it's not out yet either. So it's going to be limited to online casual game modes and available in designated crossplay online rooms. Apparently it's currently in beta form. So
right on. Speaking of crossplay, this news story I put a little lower down. Minecraft, the PlayStation 4 version, will now be crossplay with everything else.
Cool.
Which it seems like finally.
Yep. Yep.
This next news story, though, Forza 4 is adding a battle royale. Actually, added it today.
It added
battle royale
today.
mode.
Yeah, called the Eliminator. Yeah, the Eliminator. Which
it's a free update, so just try it out. I watched just some video of it. I haven't had a chance to sit down and play with it though. Luckily though, I had just recently reinstalled Forza 4 because I got access to that Lego DLC.
Nice. Okay, yeah.
So I'm gonna play some Lego Forza 4, and I'm gonna play this battle royale mode that I love that they did it.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, this is ridiculous. The way it works is there's a circle closing, and if you spend time outside the circle, a meter is filling up. But once you get back in the circle, that meter doesn't go down, so it's cumulative. So you can only be outside for a certain amount of time. If there will be different cars around the map that you can just like swap into, and they'll have like better stats, so you can go faster and whatnot. If you come in contact with another driver, doesn't matter who did it, you are both immediately in a race together to get to one spot. The winner gets to choose if they take your car or leave it.
Ooh.
So you're constantly like swapping into better stat cars as you go until there are 10 racers left, and then it's a 10-person race to this one finish line.
Wow.
That sounds really hectic.
That sounds cool. Yeah.
It does sound cool. I'm just glad that they like did it. They were just like, why the hell not? Here you go. Battle Royale mode in Forza 4. And all I could think of this, because I had so recently just stopped playing Need for Speed Heat. And it was just like, here's just another reason why Forza's better now. Like, look at this shit. What are you doing, Need for Speed Heat?
It's kind of a bummer too. The other day I actually loaded up Onrush again, and like I couldn't find a game, so I played solo, and I just remembered like that game's so good. I wish like that there was something kind of like this is kind of close to that. Not nearly the same wackiness, but like we're getting into some weird online competitive.
I think Onrush is going to eventually settle into the spot in our minds that is similarly occupied by games like Blur and Split Second.
But I liked those games.
No, I like those, and I like Onrush. I like all three of these games.
Okay.
But I'm saying I think they fill a specific category of like not enough people played these games. It's no one's talking about these games, but they did something really cool and fun with the racing genre, and it's a bummer that they didn't latch on.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay. Tetris 99 added a team mode, and they had an update just in general. Okay, so I was actually looking at this last night because I was doing my daily Tetris last night. They added a thing now where you can put in a password to join people into a game, and you can squad up, as it were, with 2 or 4 players. So like you and another person, or you and 3 other people. And
so how does the squatting work? Can you like protect other people from trash?
No, you just
you like attack other teams basically.
exactly, yeah. It's just basically like making certain people safe from your attacks, essentially. And then like when you're done, you can stay and spectate your teammates, and like you'll get experience for that or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
This is a
pretty
free update?
basic. This is a free update. They also added the ability to buy the events that you missed, the themes. So specifically the original Tetris one, Splatoon, Fire Emblem, and Super Kirby Clash are ones that are available now for 30, which is double the amount of tickets in their little store thing.
Oh, so it's not real money.
No, not real money.
Okay.
They're
Cool.
Tetris tickets or whatever. So yeah, that's neat. That's a weird, neat thing that they added. This was the big exciting thing for me. We can finally see that real doll, that inside thing where you could buy collector's
I had
edition.
forgotten about this.
No.
They finally shipped.
They
like 3
shipped.
years later.
Yep.
For those who don't remember what this was, the game Inside partnered with Real Doll, which is a sex toy company, to make some kind of collector's edition that was just under $400. They would not tell you what's in the box.
Right.
All they said is it's going to come with a copy of the game and some other stuff. So for 3 years, they never revealed what you were getting.
Right.
Until this last week.
Yeah.
Paul, feel free to keep going.
So here's the thing. It's a huge spoiler. So if you haven't...
I think it's the thing at the end of Inside. I think you can just kind of say that.
Yeah, it's the thing and the kid. It's also the kid as well. It's both.
Sure. Yes.
And
it's I don't know if this is the right terminology. Appropriately squishy?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Like,
all right.
At the end of the game, there's a fleshy thing, and they got a company that makes fleshy things to make it. So, like, we kind of guessed this a while ago.
And there's a hole in the bottom of the fleshy thing.
I don't think that's
stand
true.
goes in it, and you can put it on your desk.
That's actually true. Apparently, it wiggles and deforms. So it's wiggly.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Anyways, I thought that was exciting that we finally got some closure on.
You're right.
I completely forgot about that.
Completely forgotten about this as well. I think it's
Yeah.
pretty bold of them just to be like $400. You won't be disappointed. See you in 3 years, boys.
It's pretty disappointing too. Looking at a picture of it is like, oh, that is not worth that price, but whatever.
I mean, I would assume at that price point, it's like good quality. I don't know.
But do you
have to
want
make the
that in
assumption-
good quality?
I have to make the assumption that the products they make must be able to hold up to some level of wear and tear.
Okay, moving on. I know where this is going, and I don't want to go there. Okay, so Sean actually brought this up already, the Minecraft crossplay
Yeah, we
thing.
can just move to the next one.
So I added this just now. Pornhub's 2019 year in review for their search terms is up. And of course, there's a bunch of video game stuff there. So there's a link in the thing.
And report on the video game.
Are we doing this again?
So
we're doing this again.
I'm gonna throw this in the chat for people to look at. Keep in mind. No, actually,
have you two looked at this already?
This is actually on Pornhub.com, so I'm not gonna actually link it. You will have to look it up yourself. That might be bad. That might be bad.
I looked at the list, and I'll ask you two. Paul, have you looked at this list?
Yeah, I've had it open for a little bit now.
Okay, then I guess we'll just ask John. Can you name the top 3 in order?
Top 3 video games?
Video games.
Top 3 just series video games?
Video
If you
game
can get the
searches.
series, I'll give it to you. Top 3.
Fortnite.
Yep.
I want you to say 3 of them, and I'll say if you're right or wrong.
Okay.
Fortnite, Overwatch, Minecraft.
Oh, it's so close.
Very close. So Overwatch is the highest, followed by Fortnite. Minecraft comes in at 4th.
Oh,
so you were very close.
Can you guess
also,
3?
Minecraft? What are you looking at?
3's
Anyway,
I don't know, man.
Uh,
Three's weird to me too.
3. The only other game that jumped to mind was Apex, but I knew that wasn't going to be it.
Number
That's
5.
5.
Dude, you got this on lock.
That's 5.
I don't know how I feel about this. Oh, then it's probably fucking Five Nights at Freddy's.
That is not on any of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind then.
So you should have quit while you were ahead.
Yeah.
Pokemon, I can see some of it. I
That's
don't
gross.
understand Minecraft.
That's gross. Aren't everybody in Pokemon like 11? This is disgusting.
Sure.
I mean, well, most of the gym leaders are adults, so that's probably why. Was that number 3 Pokemon?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, but we said that. I thought you heard that.
No.
Pokemon was number 3.
It's Pokemon.
That makes sense.
Oh, they have a bunch of stats. Okay, here's one. Have you looked at any of the other ones, Paul? Because if not, like I can do the quiz for you guys.
I've looked at a bunch of this list yet. Well,
Okay.
the
All right.
images. I haven't read it, so.
I guess for John again, top 3 characters.
Ooh, that's gonna be a lot harder.
And I'll give you a quick hint. The top 3 from the last one.
Yeah.
Will help with one of these characters, but that's it.
So that means it's either like Diva or Tracer.
Yeah,
I
you
want you
got
to give
it.
me 3 characters, and I'll tell you how you do.
Diva or Tracer for Overwatch. So you said the top 3 aren't going to help the other 2. Ooh. Then I have. Well, that means it's no one from
Think
Pokemon.
general female video game characters or
Lara
male,
Croft.
but okay.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
That's number 2.
General female characters. I honestly can't think of a third one.
I'd
right
be
now.
surprised if you got the
top one.
last one.
Yeah. The top one is Zelda.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
He goes Zelda, Lara Croft, and then Diva, followed by quote Super Mario.
Yep.
Maybe they think that's going to bring up Ron Jeremy's stuff.
Maybe. There's some weird things in here, like Andromeda for Mass Effect. Was there a character named Andromeda in Mass Effect Andromeda?
I don't know.
That can't. There's no way, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah. The Fortnite ones are weird because the character names are like kind of vague. Like for Fortnite, Calamity is someone, I guess, as well as Bright Bomber.
I mean, those are all outfits, basically.
Or is that what they are?
Oh.
They're the outfits? Okay. I think that might be it for game stuff.
I want to say though, on this list, it also shows their change in popularity versus last year, and huge shout out to Nina from Tekken for going up 1,124%. That's a huge. That's a huge change.
That's the biggest jump for sure.
Yeah.
The smallest jump on here is.
I mean, there's a lot of
Khajiit
down
from
ones.
Skyrim. Oh no, there's some down ones. Yeah, but
There's a bunch. Yeah.
one of these even say, "Oh, Wraith is new," so it wasn't there last year. That makes sense.
Yeah. Weird, man.
My God.
I really, really like this type of stats tracking though. It's so good.
Okay, here's just one last stat. It's not game related. Star Wars searches on May the 4th went up 748%.
That's pretty good.
You know, just celebrating the holiday.
Yeah, of course.
All right, let's get into
Makes
Game
sense.
Awards because we haven't talked about them enough.
No.
See, I
John-
skipped that because I knew it was just going to be 3 hours of that.
You said you were watching it though on your own.
I was watching it in the background. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think we got to start with the biggest news. What they started with.
No More Heroes 3 trailer.
I missed the pre-show. So I don't know what happened.
You missed a No More Heroes 3 trailer. It was
I
neat.
heard that.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you missed. Yeah, so just for you two, obviously, all the points in here are like news things and announcements. I have the like winners and stuff on a different sheet for our predictions.
Right. Yeah. Let's go through the news stuff.
Yeah.
They started the main show, with the console reveal of what the Xbox Scarlet is. It is called the Xbox Series X. It's a tower.
Yeah, it's a mini tower basically.
The controller looks to be exactly the same.
The D-pad's different. It's the one that the Elite has, and there's a share button on it. But otherwise, build-wise, it is the same.
Doesn't the Xbox One controller have a share button on it?
No.
What's the left one?
Select, basically.
I don't think it's called select. I think it's the share button. Like, I think if you hold it, it like...
Well, then what's the third button that's on the new controller, I guess? Because that looks like an upload thing.
I don't have a picture in front of me. You could be right. I just thought the left one was also a share button on the one controller. I only saw the video, so I didn't look at the controller.
All the posts are saying that the button is a new share button, which is why I'm assuming.
Okay, yeah, that's probably right then. I will just say, I guess GameSpot had like an exclusive on some of the info with it. So if you want more behind the scenes kind of stuff, they have a video, they have a whole news article. You can go check out some stuff there. The tower can be laid flat. It doesn't have to be done tall, which I guess is good. I was thinking about how that would kind of mess up my entertainment center as it is, but I guess
mess up
it
most
flat,
of them.
not going to help much either, because it's still going to be taller than the typical one. What do you guys think on the design of it?
I mean, I play PC mostly, and that looks smaller than my PC by a lot.
It's a mini PC look by completely.
Yeah,
That's
so
exactly
I'm
what
fine
it is.
with it.
I like that it's
the
not.
one thing I'm confused about.
Different.
Oh, you good? Yeah, very.
Yeah.
Like, it's something new, which I feel like games kind of got away from in the last couple generations. Like, not since like the GameCube did a console not just look like a rectangular box.
I'm confused why they showed it standing up, but the CD drive is basically on the ground. So I wonder if they did that for stability or whatever.
There's definitely a big fan on the top, like with the light.
Yeah,
that's probably just like their preferred way of doing it. Like, similar how like right now the boxes are all flat, but they can be put upright. And I think about like the PS4 Pro in commercials, that thing is shown upright almost exclusively. But like,
that's fair.
Who places that thing upright? It's always flat, right? They probably just have like a primary way they like showing it off. And then, they gave you both the options, which is nice.
Yeah.
I haven't read any of the articles yet, kind of the name stuff behind like the name and whatnot, but what do you guys think of Series X?
Why do they keep doing this with the damn name? The name is what angers me again.
Well,
Xbox Series X is just like, you literally have one called Xbox One X. It starts and ends with Xbox and X. Why are you doing this again?
If the two of you were still working at an EB or a GameStop, this would probably be the worst news ever, right?
This is basically just the Wii U naming scheme again.
Right. I think it probably has something like some of the brand loyalty they got from the One X, being able to say the One X is the strongest console. You know, they're kind of probably going to play off that still, of like the X one is the one you want.
Yeah, generic in chats, or a bunch of people in chat actually say it exactly what's going to happen. It's the Xbox SX or the Xbox X.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but like kids will say that.
We went from Xbone to Xbox Sex, so
sure, I guess. I'm still kind of curious about the whole, like, are they doing a discless one? Is that still happening? Is there going to be a second kind of SKU? We'll have to find out.
How well did that Xbox One no disk drive model even sell? Do we know?
I don't know. I don't know. I know they didn't discontinue it. Like, it's still on there. I think it's like, why not have it as an option? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Talking about like myself specifically with like Game Pass and stuff, I rarely ever use discs. Like I can't remember last time I put a disc in my Xbox. Same with my PlayStation. Like I just get my stuff digitally. So there's definitely a market for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then right after that, they showed, I guess, the first Xbox Series X game, which is Hellblade 2: Senua's Saga. Paul and I were both pretty excited. We're big fans of the first game.
Yep.
This one looks like it's going to be creepy AF.
Yep. Looks like she
And
finally
lots
snapped.
more like facial expressions from that woman right into the camera.
Yeah.
While some spooky ghosts like chase her or something.
It looks very good.
Yeah, people should play Hellblade. I wouldn't be. It's probably on Game Pass. Like,
That has to be. It has to be.
I'm
you guys
sure
gotta
it is,
play that game.
Yep.
They then showed off the first PS5 game called Godfall, published by Gearbox.
And then later on in the show, they showed it's coming to Epic. So
Yeah.
Epic as well. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
But this was like he specifically they kind of called out the first like this is coming to PS5. They even showed it on the thing coming to PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Which there, even with the Xbox, there's probably some games you can make a pretty good assumption are going to be on there, but at least these were like called out. These are coming to that console like definitively. These are the first ones. Was Godfall the one I was asking about? It was like they had like the 3 characters and the ring on the sword.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, they didn't really show much gameplay or anything.
No.
They announced Bravely Default 2. If you want to get upset about names.
Did anyone tell them about Bravely Second?
I had completely forgotten what that name was, but I was like,
I get why it's called Bravely Default 2, because Second was a direct sequel. This is probably like literally like another Bravely game with completely different characters. And I think they confirmed as much actually. But it's just really weird to be like, yeah, our third game in this series is Bravely Default 2.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. You know what else is weird? A Star Wars trailer in Fortnite being presented by J.J. Abrams on Saturday.
Yeah, this was kind of interesting. So, coming this Saturday, if you play Fortnite, you'll be able to. They said there was some kind of interactivity, but you'll be able to watch some kind of exclusive Star Wars Rise of Skywalker footage. And like I said, they did say you'd be able to interact with it. I don't know what that means in this case, but I'm assuming it'll be similar to the concerts that happen in Fortnite.
Has to be.
I guess so. Also, they added Rey Finn and the Red Stormtrooper, the Sith Trooper, to the game, and you can get a TIE glider if you go to that event.
Sure, like why not at this point?
Uh-huh.
I was joking with Paul. Wouldn't it have been like incredible because they were setting up this announcement as like this is going to be bigger than when we turned Fortnite off, and it's like, are you serious? Because that was huge. What could you possibly do this Saturday? It's going to be bigger than that, and it ended up being this, which I don't think is that big a deal. What if they just showed the entire Rise of Skywalker movie in Fortnite this Saturday?
That's the next step.
How insane would that be?
Very.
That would be ridiculous.
I think that would be bigger than them turning Fortnite off. I don't know about you two. I would be downloading Fortnite to watch that so that I could talk about that time I did that.
Yep.
Epic would have to give them a ridiculous amount of money to do that.
Epic has a ridiculous amount of money. They have the number one game in the world.
But do you want to spend all that money on just getting a fucking getting a movie inside your game? So people literally are just loading up your game to watch it and not actually playing it?
I'm sure there'd be plenty of people like shooting each other while they're watching it. Like I'm assuming that's what happens during the concerts. I don't know. But I can't imagine the gamer community, the very mature Fortnite playing gamer community, is sitting quietly and listening to the concerts as opposed to punching each other and dancing around.
I mean, that's a fair point. Yeah.
Anyway.
So out of nowhere, that game The Forest is getting a sequel called Sons of the Forest, which looks equally as creepy and weird. That was kind of interesting. Also, there was a teaser for PlayerUnknown's, what Sean and I are assuming is that story thing that they were talking about called Prologue.
This was such a teaser. Like it literally was just like a shot of like a rainy forest, and there was like a boulder.
Yeah, something like
and
that.
It said a PlayerUnknown's project.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like nothing. I have no idea what this could possibly be.
Speaking of teasers, they showed some League of Legends stuff. They have Ruined King, a League of Legends story, and Convergence, which came later in the show, a League of Legends story. And very little information was there.
Every like 3 announcements, there was like a new Magic the Gathering game announced.
There was a bunch of Magic stuff. Yep.
So just kind of in your mind's eye when you're kind of going through these, just think to yourself, okay, and right before this was a Magic game, and right after this was another Magic game, because that's kind of how it felt.
Yeah, and then speaking of Magic, who is owned by Wizards of the Coast, Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance was also teased with an In Flames song playing while a camera was on the edge of a sword that was being swung.
What the fuck was that camera?
This was a
what
weird
the fuck
trailer.
Was that?
Like this, I liked this trailer. Paul, you thought it was
weird
terrible.
Ass, like GoPro on a stick.
It was basically like a GoPro one. Yeah, a lot of like close-ups, fisheye of their face while they're running. Like
that was
I'm gonna remember this trailer. Whereas if it had been something like Godfall, I'm not gonna remember that trailer.
It's memorable. Yep, there's that. They have the name Dark Alliance, which makes me excited. Nothing else.
Following that was an Apex Legends holiday event announcement.
Yep.
Which again, I'm excited for holiday related stuff, so I'll probably play some of that. The skins look really good.
They do.
A lot of them, not every single one of them, but there's like a reindeer Octane one that looks good. Gibraltar gets to be like a polar bear. I am down for those skins. I just hope you can actually unlock them, because their Halloween event you had to like purchase them. That was the only way to get the skins.
Right.
Which is a bummer.
Yep. They had the Muppets come out and present.
I like this. I like this.
This was the best part of the show. I'm gonna say
I think
2 favorite presenters. It was Honeydew and Beaker
and Reggie.
And I also enjoyed when Reggie came out.
Yep.
Those are
I think this presentation went a tiny bit longer than it needs to, maybe like 5 seconds, but it was really good. Otherwise, it was super charming. It actually reminded me why I used to like the Muppets.
Yeah, it was so enjoyable. What was it for?
They were presenting an award.
Yeah,
it was for Grizz won it, so it was like best art style, or was it?
No,
Impact?
it's Impact.
Impact Games for Impact. Yeah, but they talked about like, what was it? Beaker was in like a VR headset playing Untitled Beaker game, and then House had actually put together an animation of Beaker walking around the areas in Untitled Goose game. And that was delightful. Then there was a goose on stage, like a Muppet goose.
Yep.
And Beaker had to keep wrestling with it while Honeydew asked them to be quiet. Oh, it was just, go look at this up on YouTube. It was, I actually laughed out loud a couple times. It was
good.
The best part.
It was very charming. It was classic Muppets.
Totally. Yep.
I will never get tired of Beaker yelling because he's in pain.
Yep. Wolf-Eye Studios is showing their first thing, which is a Western game called Weird West.
Wolf-Eye's is some developers
Dishonored
who broke off
and
that worked on,
what's
Dishonored
the other
and Prey.
One? Prey, yeah. So Weird West looks kind of like a Hotline Miami-ish type game, but slower and maybe horror, like more horror themed, and like a Wild West town where weird shit's happening. It looks neat so far. I'd need to see more of it, but yeah.
I'm just gonna read a couple on Twitter. A couple like highlights from the Series X popped up. I'll just kind of read off this list.
Okay.
It says 12 TF GPU. I'm assuming that's teraflops GPU, pushing to be the most powerful console, quote unquote. 4 times CPU speed of the Xbox One X, designed to be as quiet / quieter than the One X.
Okay.
Dedicated share button on the controller. Now that I'm seeing an actual image of it, yes, there's a middle button kind of directly underneath the Xbox button, which would definitely be different. You can pause / resume multiple games simultaneously, which current consoles can only do one game, if one at most, and full backwards compatibility, it says.
But what does that mean? Just with Xbox One or 360 and original?
I'm just going off the bullet list. I didn't go through the article itself.
Yeah, I went through that article. If that's the one I think that you're looking at, and I just couldn't find any info on the backwards compatibility.
My assumption would be anything the Xbox One can play.
Yeah, that would make sense. That's
because if they could have added more stuff, they would have added that to the One. But they specifically stopped adding original Xbox games and 360 games at some point with the Xbox One. So this tells me anything the Xbox One can play, this will be able to play it. But that's just a guess.
Yep. Magic Legends, Magic the Gathering MMO is announced fully. As soon as I started looking,
funny because you were like, "Oh man, this studio again," and then the minute
the
Magic
publisher
came up, you were like, "Oh, hang on, whoa, what?"
Yeah, that I wasn't expecting that. So, yeah, I remember a long time ago people saying that they were working on a Magic MMO, but that obviously was a long time ago, and nobody thought it was actually happening because it was a rumor. Apparently, it wasn't a rumor. That's a thing, and yeah, we'll have to see how that works out because an MMO in this day and age, a new one, I don't know, but
brave move.
But if there's a company to do it, Magic might do it. They have a lot of weird lore and crazy people that play that game, so we'll see. Gears Tactics apparently is 40 plus hours for the campaign,
which is crazy.
That was pretty crazy. That's the whole series, basically.
Yeah.
But I've been wondering where the hell that game is, and now to see it out and them say 40 hours of gameplay, I'm like, okay, now it makes sense. Now I know why I haven't heard from this for a year.
Yep.
But it looks good. Yeah, that looks like some good ass XCOM.
It looks.
It reminds me. It makes me think of what was that tactics game from last Christmas? With the animals.
With the animals?
Yeah, you were anthropomorphized creatures that would talk. There was a duck and a boar.
Oh, Mutant Year Zero.
It makes me think of that, just kind of this gritty looking wasteland one. That pops to mind.
Sure.
I like tactics games, so I'm here for it.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Then they showed a game called Naraka Blade Point, which, as Sean puts it, looks like one of those games that you see and then forget exists, and I kind of agree.
This is some kind of brawler coming out of a Chinese developer, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. They teased a game, 9 to 5, made by the old Arma 3 people and a whole bunch of other stuff. Apparently, it's going to be a tactical first-person
The developer
shooter.
is called 9 to 5.
Yeah, the developer.
No, the game's 9 to 5.
I'm pretty sure the developer was called
9 to 5 because it was about It was about assassins being a normal job.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, I totally read that the other way then.
Yeah, so it's called 9 to 5, and yeah, I don't know. A first-person tactical shooter game made by the Arma people sounds interesting to me. That could be neat or terrible. We'll see. Out of nowhere, Surgeon Simulator 2 is apparently a thing, and yeah, that's a thing. Why not? They had a head being thrown around by a bunch of doctors, and then yeah. This was a big one, I guess. Wolf Among Us 2, a Telltale series.
Yeah. I'm super excited. This has got to be one of the more interesting Telltale games that they had done. Definitely one the fans have been clamoring for.
Yeah.
I believe they even had started on it real early when things got sidetracked at Telltale. The big question is, who is doing this? It has the Telltale Games name on it. I understand It is the developer Telltale.
Right.
From just a brief kind of Twitter looking around, it seems like it is some ex-Telltale people back at Telltale, so some kind of skeleton crew. I don't know how big that crew is, if they're planning on getting bigger to put it back, but like, I think there's a lot of questions surrounding kind of what is the state of Telltale Games right now that they can be putting out a game.
Yeah, that's fair. Because you got to think they never paid everyone their severance, right?
Not that I know. They just like cut
Yeah.
ties with everything. It was just kind of done.
Yep.
Doors closed.
Yeah, I'm really curious.
And I didn't think there was anyone left. Like the last we had heard, there was a few people getting like the Minecraft
story. Any of the stories that didn't have
thing,
finished, like
like,
Walking Dead, and
finished
that was
up.
getting finished too.
Well, Walking Dead got picked up from Skybound Games. That was a different studio.
Oh, I thought they had some studio had formed as Telltale, new Telltale, and were finishing up their old stuff. I thought that was them.
Skybound Games, which publishes the comics, picked up the rights to the game and offered to hire up some of the people they would need to finish The Walking Dead, as far as I remember correctly. I don't remember anyone kind of going back to Telltale. That's why the big question is who is there? What is that studio?
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm sure like this seems like a perfect thing that Jason Schreier is probably looking into right now, and there's going to be an article in like 3 weeks, and I can't wait to read that.
I'm interested in that as well. I have no idea what any of that means, so we'll see. This next thing seems completely forgettable, but the reason I pulled it is, okay, so this game's called New World. It's apparently an MMO, but it's made by Amazon Games. So, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I couldn't even remember what this was.
This seems like a waste of money for Amazon, but they have money to waste, so why not?
Well, they
try
have their
an
whole
MMO?
game engine. Like I said, they're at GDC every year with Lumberyard. Like, I bet we probably aren't just looking close enough. I bet tons of games are running on Lumberyard.
Yeah, maybe.
It's possible.
It looked, from the little short trailer they showed, it looked completely like sterile, like any other fantasy game. So maybe there's something that sets it apart that they'll show at a later date. Vin Diesel showed off Fast and Furious Crossroads. Well, him and
Michelle Rodriguez
Michelle
did,
Rodriguez.
and then Vin Diesel showed up. Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, this does have his studio involved in it, as somebody was saying in chat.
What is his studio now? Because I don't think he owns Starbreeze anymore.
No, it's Tig something. They said it.
He owned Starbreeze at one point. Are you serious?
He was involved with Starbreeze at some point. That's why the Chronicles of Riddick games were. Yeah.
Tygon.
Like, was he involved in more as outside of he's playing the main character?
Oh, maybe it was Tygon I was thinking of.
Yeah.
I heard Tygon in our chat.
Yeah.
So
apparently, I wasn't paying attention too much to it, but the Tygon Studios logo was shown at the end as part of like the publishing houses and whatnot. So.
Oh yeah, Wheelman. I forgot about that.
Wheelman. Yep. So apparently this is going to be on there as well. Makes sense, I suppose.
I'm surprised you didn't mention the new Twisted Pixel game that got teased as well for Oculus.
Yeah, I mean, I personally forgot about it because it's another Twisted Pixel VR game, which they've done tons of at this point. I just want them to do some non-VR stuff again.
Yeah, I think I've missed some other things, honestly, but that's.
I know they have a handful of VR titles that they've been working on. Like, they've been pumping stuff out. Going back to Lumberyard real quick, their website has 6 games listed on here. I haven't heard of any of these except for New World, and you may have heard of Star Citizen.
Oh.
Star Citizen, yeah. Yep. That's all I pulled for like stuff to talk about from the award show itself, really. I think that covers most of the like announcement stuff, honestly.
Right on.
But then, of course, it's an award show, which means there are losers and, more importantly, winners. of different categories, of which we guessed and made some predictions weeks ago when they announced the nominees. And I took notes for all of everything we said back then, and I have all the winners right beside it so I can see here. We're not going to go through them. Let's not go through the nominees again, though. There's no point.
No, for sure. Let's just say who won and who was right and stuff and wrong.
I was going to say, right. Do you have a prediction list ready to go, too?
I have it all ready. Okay.
Excellent.
So, action game of the year. We all guessed Devil May Cry 5 would win it, and we were right. Devil May Cry 5 won it.
Excellent.
Action adventure game, because those are different, remember. This is the Game Awards, after all, for the year. You two said Sekiro would win it, and I hoped Control would, but Sekiro won it. None of us got the next one right. Art direction. John and I said Sayonara Wild Hearts might win it. Sean said Death Stranding would win it, but Control won it, which makes sense. Actually,
nice.
when I saw the nominees and like the videos, I was like, oh shit, I forgot like how dope Control is with its art direction. Yeah, that probably should win. Oh well. Audio design. Again, none of us got it. John and I both said Resident Evil 2 because that's the clear winner here. Sean said Control, but the actual winner was Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which makes
Call of Duty won a lot more than I expected.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare for audio design over Resident Evil 2, and Control makes me want to cry. Community support. Sean, you said Fortnite was going to be the winner. John and I were both correct in saying Destiny 2 would be. Content creator of the year, we were all correct saying Shroud would be, because of course he was going to be from that list. I'm going to skip the esports stuff quickly here. We'll do them all in a giant chunk. Family game. You two said
Nintendo won!
Yeah, you two said Smash Bros. I said Mario Maker. Luigi's Mansion 3 was the actual winner, which was kind of surprising. Yep.
Yeah.
Fighting game. Sean, you said Mortal Kombat 11. John and I said Smash Bros. Was probably going to win, and it did. Smash Bros. Won. Fresh indie game presented by Subway. For Fresh New Studio, rather. Fresh Indie Studio. Sean, you said Mobius Digital for Slay the Spire, I believe. John,
wait, really?
You said House for Untitled Goose Game.
Untitled Goose Game.
No, sorry, I said Slay the Spire Mega Crit. You said Mobius for what was the game they did? They did the No, they did the other one. The not Outer Worlds, Outer Wilds. That one.
Oh, okay.
The actual winner was Zaum or whatever for Disco Elysium.
Yeah.
No. So we were all
Disco
wrong.
Elysium cleaned up from what I saw.
They did. Yep. Okay, award for game direction. Both me and Sean said Death Stranding, and we were correct. John, you said Resident Evil 2. Games for impact. You two said Grease. I said Sea of Solitude because that was the only one out of that list I played. You were both correct. For independent game, we all said Untitled Goose Game, and we were all wrong because Disco Elysium took it. For mobile game, you two said Sayonara Wild Hearts. I said Call of Duty Mobile, and Call of Duty Mobile was correct.
Yeah.
That's still weird to me.
That game's good. Multiplayer game. Sean said Call of Duty, which honestly, and Sean and I said Call of Duty, which honestly probably was the second runner-up. John, you said Tetris 99, but it was Apex Legends. For narrative...
Which surprised me a bit.
Yeah, I was actually a little surprised too, but I mean, I think that's the only thing they won. Yeah, it was.
I think that's correct, yeah.
Yeah, good for them. For narrative, Sean, you said Control. John and I both said Death Stranding, but it was Disco Elysium. For ongoing game...
Shocker.
That was a shocker. That was a strong category. A lot of good nominees in there. For ongoing game, we all said Fortnite, and we were correct. It was Fortnite.
Which my wife is very upset
My
about.
wife.
My wife.
A lot
She's
of people are very
mad
upset.
a lot of people are very mad about 14. There's a
Yeah.
clip going around right now of like the audience as the Fortnite devs walk up and like no one is clapping practically,
Aw.
and you can hear very loud clapping. So everyone's like they just dubbed in clapping so it didn't look awkward.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
For best performance, both Sean and I said Matthew Peretta for his Dr. What's his name from Control. You said Norman Reedus for Sam Porter Bridges from Death Stranding, but it was Mads Mikkelsen from Death Stranding.
Death Stranding took it at the very least, but yeah.
They took it. Yep. Best role-playing game.
I think that was the only Death Stranding. No, actually, Death Stranding got another award too, so they had 2.
They had 3.
Did they have 3? What was the third one?
They had
game direction.
They had game direction.
They also got
and
audio.
They got an
they got
audio
soundtrack.
one as well. Soundtrack. That's
I
it.
didn't realize that. I must have missed that one.
Role-playing game. Final Fantasy 14 were the guests for me and Sean. John, you guessed Monster Hunter World Iceborne, and we were all wrong. It was Disco Elysium.
Yeah, that makes sense now.
For score and music, John and I said Cadence of Hyrule. Sean, you said Sayonara Wild Hearts. We were all wrong.
I want a Cadence since my friends worked on it. Yeah.
Yeah. This was a funny one. Sports/racing game. John and I both said FIFA 20, thinking that's the easy pick. Sean, you were correct with Crash Team Racing. As
wow.
It just makes sense. It's the only like fun, silly one, kind of, you know.
Yeah. Best strategy game. You two said Fire Emblem and were correct. It was Fire Emblem 3 Houses. I said Wargroove, hopeful that my baby would get something. And
I still
VR,
feel bad for all the like real strategy games in that category,
like Anno and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
You can just see some like curmudgeon PC Master Race guy being like, "What's with these baby games?"
VR/AR game. We all said Beat Saber, and it was Beat Saber. Beat Saber, because of course.
And then they had it tying with Green Day, so.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So esports stuff. For esports coach, Sean, you said Adrian. John, you said Kane. I said Zonic. I was correct with Zonic. Esports event. Sean, you said Fortnite World Cup. John, you said Evo. I said the International. We were all wrong. It was the League of Legends World whatever. Esports Game of the Year. Sean, you said Fortnite. John, you said Fortnite. I said League of Legends. I was correct with League of Legends. Esports Host. You two said Golden Boy. I said Shocks. I was correct with Shocks. Esports Player. Mm-hmm. Sean, you said Sinatra. John, you said Booga. And I said Faker. John, you were correct with Booga. Esports.
Wow, I'm amazed I got any of these right. I was just wildly guessing.
Esports Team. Sean, you said San Francisco Shock. John, you said Team Liquid. I said OG. We were all wrong. It was a G2 Esports. And that's it for that. And the Game of the Year. Sean, you said Death Stranding. John, you said Smash Bros. I said Resident Evil 2. We were all incorrect because apparently
wrong.
Sekiro was the best game of 2019.
Which caught me off guard.
Yep.
I obviously said, what?
Yep. I actually said that too. I like that game and I don't agree with that. So
that's why we got our own award show coming up.
The real one. Yeah. Which people can also vote for their things in.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, congrats to all the nominees in games.
Sure. I guess. Why not?
All right, let's wrap up the show with some. What are the free games available, Paul?
Yeah, free games. To get ready for Wolf Among Us 2, you should play the first one. It's free on Epic as well as The Escapists. And on Game Pass for PC, we have Ticket to Ride, Pathologic 2, Age of Wonders, Planetfall, Metro Last Light Redux, and Human Fall Flat. Yeah.
Human Fall Flat is a silly game.
Yes.
All right, we're not doing questions this week because it's late and we're tired and we've been talking for like 5 hours.
Yep.
So we're gonna push those to next week. But if you want to send in questions and have those ready, it is topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. What are your guys' games of the week?
I'll say Modern Warfare.
I'm going to give it to Life is Strange 2, Episode 5. So things to keep in mind as I scroll to where they are. Yes, Paul just mentioned we have our community game of the year survey live at the moment. There is a link to that on the internet. So go find that.
Nailed it.
Yep.
Nailed it.
Go find that link and submit what you've been playing this year, what you liked, what you didn't. At the end of the month, when we do our game of the year poll or episode, we'll pull all that stuff together, and it'll be a fun thing to see how the community relates to what our answers were. And again, we mentioned Paul and I talked over the Game Awards, so there will be an episode of that or a VOD of that somewhere. I'm sure Paul will tweet out the link, or it'll show up in the RSS feed.
If you're not listening to this live, it's out already. It'll be up in the next hour.
Cool. So you can kind of see our reactions in real time as the Game of the Awards go through that 2.5, 3 hour show or whatever it was. So if you missed it, it was a fun time. Anyways, we'll be back next week, so we'll see you guys then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.